G'day everyone and welcome back to the Glass Cage podcast. I'm JH.
I'm George.
And today we're going to talk about Dowerin Field Days.
Yeah, big field day here in WA. So big one for episode 7.
7, yeah. Yep.
Getting there.
Yep. So we just returned today actually from Dowerin, so it's fresh in our mind.
Yeah, it's so people know it's 500 Ks?
To get to Dowerin from here, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So it's a fair hike.
Yeah.
3-day ordeal.
Yeah, we suffered through it, didn't we?
Yeah.
A few cheeky beers on the way.
Yeah. No, it was all right. We had to go up in the worst car ever. So
Yeah, the old Chevy.
yeah.
She's a bit rough.
It was.
It
wasn't.
hurt my back substantially.
Yeah, it makes me feel pretty good about WA agriculture, seeing the number of the big F trucks and stuff floating around. It was a good time.
No, it was. So we're actually going to start off. We got a voice message come in from Lockie, so we'll play this one and answer his question.
Hey John, hey George. I'm from the high country in Victoria. The farm I work at runs straight beef cattle, and we use multiple techniques to get high productivity, high fertility rates and the perfect blend. I was just wondering if you've ever looked into working into cattle or sheep. Looking at doing more machinery stuff in the future myself, like cropping and all that sort of stuff. And just want to know what to look out for. Love the videos, keep up the good work. Cheers.
So again, if you want to send us a voice message, it's at the Glass Cage Pod on Instagram. Now, I obviously don't have anything. I don't have any cattle. You do?
No, so we run cattle in designated pasture paddocks. So we've got a couple of areas that weren't suited to cropping year in, year out.
Yeah.
So we've got dedicated pasture paddocks that we bring cattle down from the station, and then background on that. We've also got a small feedlot that we finish in there.
Yeah. Yep.
We cut silage and hay either from another like a paddock out that's a cropping paddock.
Yep.
Or we'll cut some of that pasture. So we've got them in the mix, but not out in the main cropping paddocks.
Yeah. I obviously don't do it. We got out of sheep, I want to say about 20 years ago now.
2006, I think, is what Tom said was the last time sheep.
Yeah, yep.
Well, when the last sheep.
So nearly
left.
20 years. And to get back into it now would be too costly. We have got no fences on the property. We don't have a shearing shed. We don't have any transport facilities for sheep.
Yeah.
I don't know the back end of a sheep, so that'd be up to my wife Rhiannon. She was all crazy about sheep, so if we were into sheep, she'd probably run that side of thing. But
you'd work it out pretty quickly. They're just little fairy tractors.
Yeah. So and then looking out for getting into machinery. If you're going for second-hand stuff, which is what I'd probably suggest, just check your oils on everything, especially hub oils would be my big thing to check.
Yeah, I reckon the best one would be just Google like the Combine Forum and just have a look through that and just see what issues people have. What's the most popular question
about that? Yeah,
for machines.
Yep.
If one keeps popping up, then if everyone's having problems with it, then it's probably a good one to steer clear of.
Rogie.
But yeah, keep an eye on the costs, keep it down, and it doesn't need to be the newest technology, just needs to be the most relevant.
Yeah, and what works for you and your application.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's get into Dowerin. Like we said, it is the biggest machinery field day for Western Australia.
Yeah.
And it was a good day. It was hot.
Yeah.
We've come back a bit red.
I think that we missed out on the hottest day. It was hotter today.
It was a lot hotter today. Yeah.
Everyone was sort of looking out and going, right, get everyone done today so we can hide. And I did hear a couple of machinery salesmen say, you know what, about halfway through tomorrow, I reckon they're going to be just fine and I'm going to leave.
Yep. So obviously lots of things there, lots of things to cover. We won't obviously go over everything we saw, just the standouts.
Yeah, we don't have time for the 400 or 500 exhibitors.
But the very first thing that we saw was from CRF. It was a seed and super bin, and that thing was very nice. So that's basically a truck body with a big tubulator out the back.
Yeah.
Had all remotes.
It was polished up like very nicely done. So it was the the belly dumper into a belt, and then obviously out into the belt tubulator out of the back.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing was that he said it was all off remote, starting the motor, revving the motor, to moving the Scorpion
turret. Yep.
And we we're all like, well, that's just brilliant for doing your ear spreading. You just pull in, wouldn't even get out of the tractor, load, and off you go. And they've thought of it because he said they've got a little flashing light, yellow flashing light on there to let you know that the motor is still running.
Click it off. Off you go.
So no, that's impressive. I'd love one of those to replace my Norris and speed up my fill time.
Yeah. Looked really, really, really quite slick.
But she was expensive.
Which tends
you're gonna get that now, aren't you?
Yeah, it tends to be the theme of machineries sort of sales and days at the moment.
So
Cost.
no, I mean everything's going up ridiculously, and we'll get into a boom spray side of things later on in the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was everything was just expensive, but that is unfortunately where machinery is at, like you're just saying. And
yeah. But I mean, we always say, the list of wants is endless.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So you look around at a machinery day like that, and you think, I'll have that, and that. And you look in the back pocket, and you go,
I'll have a jam donut.
Yeah. And you reckon that one of the guys could spot me for the jam donut? Get you back next week.
Another one of the cool things to see, because I've got them, Seed Terminator.
Yes.
And just it was cool to see how they've progressed since I've got them. So I think I've got like number 51 and 52.
Yeah.
So to see that, they're a lot more streamlined now.
Yes.
And they look more robust, but more the fact that in the back of the header now they don't need to cut and chop the chopper anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Our chopper is like extended out, and then they've had to make that all work.
Yeah.
Whereas now the chopper can close all the way back down to where it should be.
Yep.
And they've obviously they've just cut a slit out of there somehow, but then they've made it work very well. And
yeah, and so that's very good to see, just constant development of those tools.
yeah, and actually it was nice. There was a Ready Cop there as well.
Yeah, that was really good just to see. I haven't seen a Ready Cop in the flesh.
No, that's the first time I've seen one as well. Yeah,
have a quick look and chat to the guy there. That was very good. Like, lots of options there, which is good.
I think the appetising thing about going to a Ready Cop would be slapping it with a MAV chopper on the back. MAV choppers are nice.
all in, because it's all in one sort of.
Yeah, you can get it separate. You can stay with the whatever system
with a
you've
power
got.
Cast or
yeah. Or he said you can chuck on the
the MAV as well.
The MAV as well.
Really send it out.
Yeah. Which we've put a retrofitted MAV onto one of our old 9750s, and that was best thing we did for that.
Yeah. I was chatting to one of the guys about the Redicops, and like the thing that gives you a lot of confidence with that is they've been building them for 20, 30 years. So like the
MAVs, yeah. So, not the Ready Cops,
not the mills.
But,
when they come to residue management, you just sort of go, well, yeah, they're going to get it right.
Yeah.
So it's really good to have that competition in the market. So I'm sure that Seed Terminator is always pushing really hard. Didn't have a chance to stop in and have a look at the Harrington.
I don't actually know if it was there or not, but
yeah, and I didn't see any weed hogs either, but we did miss one.
Yeah, we pretty much saw everything, but we did miss one string.
Yeah.
It was a small string.
I worked out how we did that. We stopped and looked at the tanks and then sort of walked off, and then
then we got a jam donut, which I then managed to squirt all down my shirt, which probably distracted everybody a bit.
Yeah. Then we did get sidetracked by the full electric Isuzu truck.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. A little sled.
It looked heavy.
It's really good to see, because it's been a couple of years since I've been to Dowerin. But to see now alternative fuel or power source, like machinery, heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Not just like here's your e-scooter.
Yeah.
But actually a little Isuzu truck. good to see that stuff coming through, which is awesome.
Yeah, we mentioned it, previous episode about batteries and where we think it'll go, but
Yeah. Well, that sort of leads into the Swarm Farm.
yes,
That was there.
the first time I've seen Swarm Farm in the flesh,
Yep, same.
so that was really. I was glad that was there
Yeah.
to actually walk around the machine,
Yep. Have
see
a
how
chat.
simple it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I know, obviously you could really over-engineer it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was,
Yeah. There it is. There's a box at the front, and I know that there's a lot more going on up inside, but
yeah.
just how well packaged it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just the little trailing spray unit behind it. Look, yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's promising that those sorts of pieces of technology are out and about. And that one particular unit had come out of the paddock that had been at work over the last year or so.
Yeah, yep.
So yeah, it's not just some prototype that's wheeled out and put in front of you on a hope and a dream. That one's actually operating, which is good, really good.
Yeah. It was cool. The girl there showed us the app that they use, and show you how it all integrates in, and then that just sparked our whole. Would you rather that or I can't remember what's the class one you were talking about?
Ag Exceed.
Yeah. So then that sparked that. Do you go for just a boom spray, or do you go for a tractor thing?
Yeah.
That could do spreading, not deep ripping.
A little bit of tillage work. Rolling,
Yeah, rolling. Tramline renovating
Yes.
is what I was trying to get at.
yeah.
Also can do spraying, put a little 3-point linkage sprayer on it.
Yeah, which
So-
I'm excited for that sphere to develop more and to see where that goes in the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah. So
'Cause that'll be cool.
but there is a fair bit of a price difference between the Swarm Farm and the
Ag Exceed. Yeah. We'll see. We'll just see how, because there's only one unit in Australia at the moment, and I was thinking there's quite a few more in Europe.
Yep.
They're delivering like in the last week or two. I saw there was a handful more deliveries.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll just see how they come in and how it all sort of, how it stacks up.
Yeah. No, it's obviously we're looking at every single boom spray there and going around, and that just sparked the conversation the whole day of cameras and everything like that.
How do we skin the cat of, if you're going to spend a certain amount of money on your spraying operation, do you break that down into maintaining or keeping some of your older spray equipment and then getting some of these units, which are now quite viable to do?
Yep.
It was, that really sparked a really strong discussion point for, I reckon, the national trip.
Yeah, because B-Leap was there.
Yes, yep.
And that's probably what, we were all thinking, Swarm Farm or something like that.
Yeah.
And then yourself and Todd, who we went with, you've both got an older boom spray, and you guys are looking at that next stage of upgrading.
Yes.
Now do you spend $1.2 million on an AgriFac?
Yep.
Or B-Leap, it was, a quarter of that.
Yeah,
and
to retrofitting.
Through. Now, do you want to quickly explain what B-Leap is to people?
It's the camera system, so B-Leap camera and spray system. Very similar to John Deere See and Spray. So it's all in that same sphere of the camera identification of green on green, brown on green, and then the nozzle technology to follow as well.
Yeah.
So getting into more precision spray application. So the B-Leap is they're not new to the industry, but the company itself.
Yes.
So BB Leap was the technology, the camera technology.
Yep.
And they're coming through looking quite promising for what they can deliver. Very similar to like Bilberry, John Deere See and Spray, and Hardy H Select is a little bit different because it doesn't use cameras, uses drone flowing, but then still Geo Select. Yeah. And I'm not sure what case we're bringing in. I'm not sure who they were partnering with, but so everyone's sort of going, like I say everyone, every sort of spray application company is going that way.
They're going that way, yeah.
So it's good to have another player in the game.
Yeah, and that it sounds like they take off all of your nozzles. They take everything off.
Yep.
And they just retrofit their own thing. It's not just change the solenoid at the back and then that solenoid is linked to, this camera or whatever. We're going to replace everything.
Yeah.
And
full retrofit, which is good. Actually sits in that, like we were saying about, there's a lot of people now who are getting to that point and go, right, we need to get the relevant technology into the boom spray, but maybe we don't need to spend the 1.1, 1.2, especially or if you just can't, but you need to make that progress.
Yeah.
It's good to see companies supporting that concept and that idea.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. There's that one that flies drones and identifies weeds that way.
Yes,
I don't want to bag it out or anything, but I wouldn't go that way. I'd trust the cameras a lot more than a drone identifying small weeds, especially if you're trying to do green on brown or definitely trying to get, say, radish out of wheat.
Yeah, I find that it's a much cheaper sort of solution because you don't have the cameras hanging and the extra weight. But I struggle enough as it is with timely applications.
Yes.
So if you've got to fly, process, and then
pop it into your sprayer
and then apply, I could see some difficulties. I could see some benefits that if you fly during the day and you fly 4 or 5 paddocks during one day, and the weeds aren't going to up and move in the next 3 days.
No.
But then you're not restricted by, some different lighting. The cameras might not pick up at dawn and dusk, and if it's too bright with the moon or something, all of this. If your dog's pointing north.
Yeah.
But then you can go out and you can just bang out all those paddocks, and you don't have to worry about the camera not quite being as well lit as it needs to be.
Yeah. Well, that's what the guy at the B-Leap was saying. His ones misfire more than what not the AgriFact, but it was Bilberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the different technology that they use to identify a weed.
Yeah,
so.
They're all still evolving though, that's
of course, yeah.
That's another part. It's emerging technology. So every time there's a new unit out there, they're all getting better, which is good.
Yeah,
and more competition. Like we've always got to remember that we're the customers, and we want them to be as cutthroat on each other as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'd love to go to the field day and see 10 seed terminator companies and 20 cameras and then have them really knuckling each other out.
Finally bring the price down.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. If they're going to be starting to play with Silicon Valley, we want to see it all behaving like Silicon Valley. And
so one of the main reasons I wanted to head to Dowerin was to go and kick a tire on a seeder.
Yes.
So the one I really wanted to see was Seed Hawk. Now I'd already had Seed Hawk in the past.
Yep.
And there was a Seed Hawk there.
Yep.
But it wasn't, kitted up. It didn't have any hoses or anything on it.
No, she was a naked frame with...
Just naked frame with points on there.
Yep.
Which was very disappointing to see. Didn't even have the stainless steel pipes going on it or anything.
No air kit.
There was just nothing.
Yeah.
So that was very disappointing.
Yeah.
But, looking at the Seed Hawk, nothing's changed since we had it 7 years ago. So there's that. And then the bin wasn't there. They had some small bin that's, for smaller programs.
Yeah.
It was a plastic looking thing instead of the big giant red bin, the 900 bushel bins that you want to see.
Yeah.
Like the Borgo's one was there.
Yeah.
Simplicities, like everyone's bins were there. And
the big agro plough was,
Yep. No, so that was actually quite disappointing when we got home this afternoon, I was hopping online and looking all on there and so that was disappointing for me.
Yeah.
And the other ones I was, obviously looked at every other seeder up there, but I'm also very wary of the tractor I've got in front of it. So I've got a road track coming that's 500 horsepower.
Yep.
I am obviously currently in a 24 meter system. I don't want to go any smaller.
Yeah.
And so I was very conscious of, this looks like a good one. Like I can't remember what's the yellow one?
Seed Storm.
That's the one. I was going to say Seed Start or something, but that's a nice looking machine, but God, it's heavy.
Oh, it's got a lot of steel in it.
Yeah, you're going to need a damn near 600 horsepower tractor to pull.
Even
Yeah,
more.
that thing was massive.
Yeah.
The Boss, I reckon maybe a 500 horsepower tractor would be able to pull, but again, that was another big machine.
Yeah.
Didn't like that one as much, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a difficult one, really. You know, seeders are. There's no magical cure.
Yeah. No, that's it. It's always good to see a couple of always good to see like Boss having been from coming over from Queensland.
Yeah. Yep.
Good to see them all the way over. The locally manufactured ones, like the Seed Storm and the is that Eagle Bar?
Oh yeah. That's yep.
Yep. So it's good to just see again some more competition, some more in the market. Like you said, the horsepower requirement, the 8,000 litre tank slung on the top of that big yellow Seed Storm.
Yeah.
Looked.
Oh, it'd be amazing. You
Schmicko.
can run two different products, which would be nice.
Yeah, but we've got some wetter country here, and we've got some hills, and I just know for a fact
Oh, you wouldn't pull it.
you may as well just once you've gotten halfway through the paddock, and then she's gone down, just a couple more shovels full of dirt on top, seed over it next year.
Yeah. But there was actually the horse was there, so that was a surprising one to see.
Yeah,
actually.
Muddy River had a really good setup there.
Yeah, obviously the boom spray wasn't there, but I don't think there's one in Australia anyway.
I think they're over east. I know that there was one at the not Henty Field Days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Agquip.
Oh,
yeah,
whatever it is over there. But the so that was cool to see. The horse sprinter was there.
Yeah.
So to finally see one in the flesh was nice.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd go that way. It's
single disc.
Yeah. It's
Oh, sorry, double disc, single shoot. Yeah.
And the bin was it's a small bin to suit the small bar that was there.
Yeah.
But and then I can't remember what they called it, but the one that's it's just the horse.
Avatar?
Is it? It might be Avatar. I was going to say A something.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see. That was basically like Mick Phelps' Alpha Disc.
Yeah.
If anyone's seen that?
All fold up into one unit.
Yeah. So very, very neat, very tidy, and look, that'd be nice to have, but I just don't see that thing working in my area as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things that needs to do a whole bunch of demo, like Mick did. He put his machine on the line and went from tip to tail of the state.
Yes, yeah.
Which is really awesome. Again, to have that happening in the in our industry, to have that sort of confidence to go.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we could see like the Horse Avatar or something doing a bit of a demo run, then you can see it in some more challenging soil types.
Yeah.
It's one thing to look at this machine with the white picket fence around it at the field day and kick a tyre and go, well, that's cool, but let's see it spinning. Let's see it doing what it does.
Yeah.
I did really, and I have always really liked the look of how they work, like fold up one single unit.
It's impressive.
Nice narrow spacings in one run.
Yeah.
But need to see it in a paddock, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
And there was a cool outlier for a car that was there. Now, I'd say it's the poor man's Defender, but that thing was very expensive.
Yeah, I think, and calling it the poor man's Defender, given its pedigree of who built it, might be a bit rough.
Well, so we're talking about the Grenadier.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like a Defender.
Yeah, which is what. Yeah, I've been watching them for a little while. When you see again, like someone's doing something a bit cool in the industry, and it was a bit of a shock to see two of them there.
Yeah, and look, they're a cool looking car.
Yeah.
BMW motor in the front.
Yeah.
You got a spaceship on the inside with all your switches and
everything. I reckon your kids would love that. They'd be up there.
No, not the ejector seat. As mum gets shot out the side of the car. But having the rails down the side, it's just too much.
Well, you're into YouTube and GoPros. You'd love it stuck on the side.
Stuck on the side, yeah.
Maybe you could hit them up for
$110,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could just have Tom's Brook Farm on the side and have your GoPro there, and you never know, you might get a sponsorship deal out of them. I really like seeing that. It's cool. It's something different. It's not just another Prado, another Land Cruiser.
Yeah, or you see the Rams there. You go sit in one. You're never going to get never going to drive one, own one. Sorry, but
Yeah.
Cool to see.
Yeah. No, it's wicked. So no, it's good to see. Good to see all that stuff. Really good to see that it was full again.
Yes, yeah. So I went 2 years ago, I believe it was, and we walked through it by, I think it was nearly 1 o'clock. We were finished and we'd seen everything.
Oh, you guys were a lot fitter back then too.
And this year, it was down near 4 o'clock or 4:30, and we figured out that we'd already, we'd missed one. But
Yeah.
by that stage, we'd already smelt out the beer tent and we were sitting in there. So
Yeah, and time was pressing on, a little bit sunburnt.
yeah. But no, it was really good to see that it was full again, and there was a lot of people there too.
Yeah, and inside the shed, like the exhibitor shed.
Yeah,
that was really good. That was really busy.
The old and then the dedicated like gin shed.
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah,
You'd go in there and you'd come out.
yeah, you'd walk in and here we go. All right, are we getting boutique sort of smells? And look over and go, well, that person certainly is.
Yeah.
Plonk.
But no, it was good to see. So Newdigate's the next one on the leg. That's obviously a lot closer to us,
Yes.
but it will be about half the size. And
Yeah.
I don't think you'd see things like the Horsh. Definitely wouldn't see Swarm Farm.
Unless they drag one up from around here. Never
The
know.
Long Mars, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I think Tom's definitely going to go across to that one. He's going to go across to Newdigate.
Yep.
And just have a look. But again, it's a long way for us to get out and go up.
Oh, to Dowerin, yeah. But like you said, we made a couple of days out of it, and
Yeah, that's always good. Good fun.
so yeah. Any other comments from Dowerin or?
I think it's just always good to go and catch up with a whole heap of people. Would name and shame them because they tend to pull you out of the crowd and name and shame you there. Plenty of ribbing, which is always good.
Yeah.
No, it's. I would say that I don't think you held up your end of the bargain, even though I don't know you agreed to it, to buying a round of beer every time someone pulled you out. And
Well, that only happened once, so
I
did buy a round. Thank you very much.
I counted 4.
Mates don't count when you
Yeah.
catch up with mates, but yeah. No, it was good to see, just you bump into people you haven't seen in a long time at Dowerin, which is,
Yeah, that's
is
half
good.
of it, which is really good.
yeah.
Does drag the day on each time you stop and you get stuck talking.
Yeah. You got left behind a few times as we just kept on walking. So he'll find us.
Yeah, a bit of a social moth. Can't claim butterfly.
Oh well, if that's it, then I reckon we'll leave it there,
Yeah, call it a day.
and we shall see you in the next one.
See ya.